Good morning.
Hey, how's it going? What's going on? Wait, let me put you front and center here.
All right.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Is my audio and stuff, everything okay?
Audio sounds great. Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, I'm a huge fan of Tura Satana. Huge. I saw Faster Pussycat Kill, probably far too young. Loved that movie. But how did you come to the topic? Was it Tura's, like, tell me about Tura Satana?
So, well, like yourself, I saw Pussycat when I was like everybody. Like a lot of people like really saw that film at an inappropriately young age, and it like affected them permanently, you know?
Yeah.
So I came to Tura because of my previous film was Sugar Box, which was like a homage to 1970s women in prison films, like the Jack Hill movies. Jack Hill actually makes a cameo in Sugar Box. So I'd written the part of the warden for Erica Gavin, you know, of course, makes sense. Erica was not available, but Suzanne Perry, the other producer on the documentary, at that time managed all of the Tura Satana women, like 6 or 7 of them. So Suzanne was like, listen, Erica's not available for Sugar Box, but maybe you'd be interested in some of my other clients. Like I have Tura Satana, I have Kitten Natividad, right? Like she said those names and I like fell out of my chair. So it's like, yes, absolutely. So that's how I got to know Tura.
Well, it's interesting. I saw that movie at a really young age, Faster Pussycat. And like, you know, there's no nudity in the movie. There's no, the way things are handled is very much B movie, you know, nearly safe for TV if you cut some things out. But it's the violence. It's the I'd never seen a film like that. And I should fully disclose, I wrote an article once for the New York Times about Russ Meyer's girls, met Kitten Natividad. I never met Tura, but I interviewed her over the phone. And there's something about what Russ Meyer did with women in movies that made them, put them front and center and violent. That like just kind of like happened with you, just rocked my world, blew my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people call Russ Meyer the accidental feminist, you know? It's because like everybody's focusing on the wrong side of the picture. He's like, oh, he's doing all these movies with big boobs. Well, yeah, but they're also like kicking everybody's ass. So you get the perspective, right? You know?
Right. Well, I get the sense maybe some of the men in the movie didn't mind getting their asses kicked. Hey, do you mind? Let's show the trailer for the movie.
Sure.
Because I have it queued up here, and I want to share for those that don't know who Tura Satana is, and the official title is Tura! Exclamation point, which I appreciate. So let's watch this from Quiver Distribution. Here we go.
Faster Pussycat, I could never get tired of watching it.
Tura was a leader, and she was sexy, and she was in control.
She was out there kicking some butt and looking great.
She's the strongest character in this film.
She was a radical warrior feminist.
Good. Let's get started.
Tura was scary, and people thought, whoa, who is this? She was a good actress, and she was good at being a cult movie star.
Oh, what a woman. She wore the black gloves. I loved it. She was a fantastic feminist role model. She was the one in control.
The fact that she's an Asian American woman that was able to get in the pictures and even do what she did is inconceivably significant.
It's such an incredible story. She's a real thing.
That's so, I never really honestly thought of her as a feminist icon. I just thought she was an action star. And then even maybe talk about her, tell me like what were her challenges? Did being, because I when I saw the movie Faster Pussycat that seared in my memory, I never thought of her as Asian. She's just the badass lead. Right.
So in terms of her challenges in life,
like challenges from like, did that what did she have to overcome the film? I know Margaret.
I mean, you talk about a pretty horrific event in her life early on.
Yeah.
Right. Have you guys seen the film? Alan, have you seen the film?
No, but I know I'm reading the review we put out on it. Gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, right. By the way, thank you for that. I woke up to that and it was like, wow, so grateful for that. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Okay. So some of the challenges, like Tura obviously was a young girl in post-World War II America, where kind of like, this is just after the Japanese internment and everything. And there was just so much anti-Asian sentiment in the air. And Tura, as a 9-year-old little girl, kind of paid the ultimate price for that. It's like, I don't want to give away too many spoilers from the film, but like she was brutally assaulted because of her race at 9 years old. And that was just the beginning. Tura had a very hard life, but instead of what's great about Tura and her story is the fact that she was able to, instead of shrinking away and becoming, devastated by these events, she completely flipped the script. She used the hard things that happened to her and galvanized her into the person that eventually became Varla. So after that event, she learned karate. She learned it was judo and aikido. And by 15, she got a fake ID and was dancing in Calumet City, Illinois. Now, at the time, there was no Las Vegas. Calumet City, there's like these old Life magazine stories that talk about how Calumet City was the white slavery capital of the United States. Like Cal City was hardcore. And you've got Tura as a 15-year-old dancing there. Like she knew mobsters. I mean, amazing. But then again, even then, racism was still a factor. Like, not dissimilar to the Green Book. When she was on the road as a teenager, she experienced a lot of racism that she always had to put up with. But, she had learned at an early age kind of like she needed to be tough. So that gave her the tools of empowerment that kind of like shot her on her unique journey.
That seems like the theme of the film, the idea of control. Because when a horrific event like that happens when you're a child, what flips a switch is now you're in control. The only one who's going to save you is you. The only one who's going to, I guess, seek justice is you as well.
Right. That's exactly it. That is exactly Tura. Perfect.
She had a gravitas as an actress. She really did. I mean, putting the sexuality aside, she really had a gravitas and was powerful. Anyways, I'm just saying I'm a fan.
Right. Yeah. That gravitas comes from that life. Like there would be no Varla without the things that Tura had experienced. Really.
Yeah. And you might not even know who she is. You've seen her image on T-shirts and, like all over. It's a powerful image. And it was really, looking back with Russ Meyer, he really was a radical filmmaker in the best of ways. And I'm curious, real quick, before we have 1,500 people watching live right now, we have a lot of questions in our chat. How did you get John Waters to be in the doc?
Okay, great question, great story. So obviously John Waters, ever since I think it was Shock Value, was like Tura's #1 fan. He right away, he comes out in that book and he says, Pussycat is the best film ever made, probably the best film that will ever be made, right? He puts that in print. And like after that, he just became the #1 champion for the film. So when it came time to do the documentary, of course, one of our first reach outs was John Waters. And so we pitched John and we get a letter to him, and the general consensus is, okay, he's John Waters. He's super busy. You'll probably hear from him in 3 or 4 months, right? Like, all right, that makes sense. That's fine. Like literally was, I think, 2 days later. I'm in the checkout line at the 99-cent store, and my phone rings, and it's a Baltimore phone number, right? I'm like, no freaking way. And yes, it was John Waters saying, yes, I will do this. And it was just incredible. Like this was planned. Like they wanted to make this film while Tura was still alive. That the planets didn't really align then, unfortunately. But when it did come together shortly after her passing, it was just like so powerful. John said yes. Dita said yes. Margaret Cho said yes. All of them right out of the bat, because Tura had such a powerful and profound impact on all of them. So they were completely on board.
Let's go to questions in our chat. And also, I want to direct people actually to the website for the movie, which is turamovie.com. It's in select theaters now. And I think you're doing Q&As, or Margaret Cho is a part of that.
Yeah, we our Los Angeles premiere was last Friday. And we did a Q&A with Margaret, and it was amazing. It was a packed house. It was a really lively crowd. It was great. We did a Saturday night Q&A with Pamela DeBar, also amazing. Hey, there you go. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And the film has been held over at the Lumiere Music Hall in Beverly Hills. So it was initially 2 days, then it was a week. Now they're holding it over for another week. So it's great. You know, I'm thrilled. And I've got to give a shout out to our distributor, Quiver, and you'll appreciate this as film guys. They are giving us a true theatrical window for the movie. They're giving us at least a 2-month window, because this film was meant for the big screen, and they appreciate that. So, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for that.
So that's even better than Superman. You're getting a big theatrical window, being treated better than James Gunn.
What was the Superman window?
Yeah, it was like 35 days. Not that
All
great.
right.
So let's go down the comments. Uncle Jimmy Jam, where will this be available?
Okay, so right now, again, if you're in anywhere in Los Angeles, it's at the Lumiere Music Hall, which was for years. I'm sure you've seen a million films there. It was the Laemmle Music Hall. Great theater.
Beautiful.
Yeah, amazing. So it's there for at least another week. Then look at my notes. Opening Friday the 21st in Columbus, Ohio at the Gateway Film Center for a week. But this is going to start adding theaters very rapidly. Like like there's a lot more stuff on the horizon. It just hasn't quite come into the schedule yet. But in the next couple of weeks, I think a lot more things are going to fall onto the,
So go to turamovie.com for theaters, and I'm sure eventual release on VOD, but gonna do a long window for the theaters. I will not eat the bug, says Cody. If you had to recommend a crash course on Tura Satana to newcomers, which movie would you recommend outside of Faster Pussycat?
Ooh. Okay, you're gonna have to help me with this, please. Okay. I'm gonna say, well, because they're all unique, right? Like Tura didn't. They're all unique, like the Ted Michaels films, and Irma la Douce is great. Irma la Douce is actually amazing, although not typical of the rest of her roles. But I mean, it's Billy Wilder. It's funny as hell. She's great in it. But okay, so there are several. It would be Irma la Douce to kind of get the flip side of the coin, and Astro Zombies, just for the over the top kitsch value. Is insane. Oh my God, the Ted Michaels interview we did. Like, first of all of the interviews we got for the film, Ted, John Waters, Dita, whoever, everybody was so good. We could have made 9 of this film. There's so much good stuff I had to leave out. But, just the Astro Zombies and what it took to make that movie is hilarious and brilliant. So Astro Zombies, Irma la Douce, Sugar Box, but Tura's role is very small in that. We brought her into the process so late. But if you're a Pam Grier fan or a Jack Hill fan, you would like that movie.
Yeah, our writer Michael Talbot Haynes, he says Pussycat, Astro Zombies, and Doll Squad.
Yeah, those are good.
Alan, if you would read these, I'll bring these up.
Excuse me. Okay. Let's see. Cody, did you ever hear the rumor of Tarantino supposedly remaking Faster Pussycat Kill Kill? Do you know if that was true?
Okay, so that rumor that's been around for at least 10 or 15 years. My chronology might be a little off, but I have heard that rumor. That rumor has even made it to IMDb and is part of the Pussycat page there, I believe. I don't know anything about that other than what everybody else knows. Like, I've heard a million different things. I don't know. But that would be obviously amazing if any. That was one of the interview questions. And John Waters is on record as saying if anybody could remake Pussycat, it would be Tarantino. Nobody else, just him. So,
all right, all twisted up. When did you start filming? You interviewed Kitten, but she's been gone for a while now.
Right. Okay. So Kitten, unfortunately, God, that was a killer. You know. That was like 2 years ago, I think. So this film, like documentaries take a long time. Like what Mayor of the Sunset Strip took over 5 years. Chris, I mean, it's like, it's a long time to get the interviews, find the music, everything. It's a process. We've been into this for about a decade. So, yeah.
That's normal for a doc this ambitious. That seems takes about a decade. I mean, it's not the only thing I'm sure you're doing, but to get the people to do the interviews, it is doing a doc this ambitious, covering a historical topic. A decade sounds about right. So, yeah.
Okay, I don't feel so bad then.
Yeah, you should not. And Kitten, by the way, when I first moved to LA in 1989, I saw Kitten Natividad at the Seventh Veil Strip Club on Sunset. She danced in a giant champagne glass, and to the song, I'll never forget it. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no mountain high enough. And there's Kitten Natividad. I was in heaven. I'd first moved to LA, and I'll never forget it. So
that is amazing. That is incredible that you got to experience that. Wow.
I feel so lucky. More questions.
All right, ADL's 24. Tura passed away in 2011. Doesn't seem that long until you look at a calendar. Was the project on her career something you've been thinking about since then, or was it something you came into recently?
Well, yeah. Again, so Tura, like the real true origins of this is when Tura kind of entered the rebirth stage of her career at the end after Strand re-released Pussycat and VHS and DVD came out, and all of a sudden Pussycat was huge again, or huge for the first time, really, because it was not well accepted when it first came out. Suzanne, Tura's manager and best friend for years, Suzanne and Tura did tons of shows, tons of autograph shows, tons of appearances, and the one consistent theme was women approaching Tura and saying, listen, I've been so inspired by you and your life. I know what you've gone through. I love Varla, and you've inspired me to do better with my life, to get out of this shitty relationship, or to take back control over my life. That happened so much that it kind of occurred to Tura and Suzanne that's like, wait a minute, like this story is really empowering women. If we could get this out on a wider via like some kind of a wider vehicle to more people could benefit from this. And that's where the origins of this film idea came about while Tura was still alive. So.
All right. The nerd far away, Mr. Jarrett, do you think Tura saw herself as a feminist? Sorry if the question seems silly.
No, that's a good question. I mean, she was all about women and kind of like marginalized people of any kind empowering themselves. So I don't know that she would define herself as a feminist in the sense, but she lived it. So I don't know that she ever came out and called herself a feminist, but other people certainly did.
That's what I think was great about her. She didn't really lecture; she lived it.
Right.
And you can be inspired by that or not, but she didn't lecture or speak all. Sometimes I think we get lectured at too much. Live the life you want to live, and you'll find your tribe, I think. So, and I don't know if this is Adele I don't know about this question, but Alan, if you would.
Yeah, you were part of the cult classic film, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. Can you share any memories of being on set and what influence that experience had on you becoming a feature film director?
Wow, so great. I was thinking about this the other day. Okay, being in The Adventures of Ford Fairlane was insane fun. I can't possibly describe how much fun that was. Okay, because first of all, the whole movie, the rock and roll Andrew, incredible. He's at the top of his career. He had just sold out Madison Square Garden, the first comedian to ever do that. Right? You've got Joel Silver, hadn't done The Matrix yet, but was coming off of films like, I don't know, Lethal Weapon. Rennie Harlan, at the time, Hollywood's hottest new director, and it was just like a crazy free-for-all of madness and insane fun. So the answer to that is it was freaking great. And in terms of that inspiring me to be a director, it wasn't that film so much. That was kind of, I was not even, how do I put this? Like I'd acted in some stuff and I'd been a musician for years, but I hadn't really considered directing. But then eventually I needed a different canvas. I needed a bigger canvas. So I started, started shooting short things and writing things and stuff. I'll tell you one thing. I was a stand-in for a long time. And that is a job that really, really, really gives you the tools you need to be a director. Because think about it. You're working with the DP, you're working with the director, you're working with the actors, you're working with the sound. You're technically learning things like where the lighting should be and how to hit marks. If you pay attention, you really learn a lot. So.
Amazing. All right. I will not eat the bugs. Cody, it's safe to assume that you're an exploitation film fan. Any hidden gems you'd recommend?
Oh God, there are so many. But the ones that have influenced me the most, obviously, Pussycat and Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Those are not hidden gems. Those are just gems. A film I absolutely love is Sweet Sugar, right? Phyllis Davis, I think 1972, 73. Chris, have you seen it?
No.
You haven't seen Sweet Sugar?
Yes, I haven't seen it. I got some Sweet Sugar. Okay.
Oh my God, it's incredible. It's a prison camp movie, Phyllis Davis, machetes, revenge, but it's really good. Sweet Sugar is like the, and I pay homage to it in the documentary. And actually Sugar Box, Sweet Sugar. It's kind of Sweet Sugar was a big influence on Sugar Box. So yeah, that's
I would recommend Female Trouble by John Waters.
Yes.
Everyone talks about Pink Flamingos. Female Trouble is the movie that blew my mind. I'll never look at Cha-Cha Heels again the same again. Female Trouble is his master opus of early John Waters to me. But the book you recommended, I don't know if that's where I discovered Faster Pussycat, John Waters' book. The name
Shock Value, was it?
Shock Value. That's on my shelf. Like I bought it in the 80s. I love that book and is so, I don't know. I just so glad that you mentioned that. The movie Tura is in theaters. Go to turamovie.com. There's the website right there. You can click on theaters to get info. Coming in theaters. No date announced for VOD. I'm sure at some point, but congratulations, Cody. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Congrats on the movie. Congrats on a great review on Film Threat.
Yes.
And we hope to see you at Award This in January. That's our annual award show. You're eligible.
Oh, great.
Well, only 2 qualifications. Get a review on Film Threat and be available to see. And you check both boxes, and it's on our short list. So thank you so much, Cody.
It's just been a wonderful experience. I'm so glad to finally meet you. Like after years of kind of like being in the same orbit, it's just really terrific. And I really appreciate the review. I'm just grateful for all of it, and really thank you.
Yeah, and appreciate also just people that are like-minded, like similar things. Eventually end up intersecting. I believe that. So congrats. Turamovie.com. Check it out. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.